All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, seem basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Rest in peace, the Nippy was the street savior. Got my credit right now, I need acres. Gotta turn your dirty money into clean paper. Trying to own a franchise without a key player. I go through hoes like I weave laces. Tree blazers, let they mama noodles be flavored. Meat takers that be acting like the D sacred. You bust in, you would think they on their knees praying. Then I slide like a screensaver. When I'm done, make some scrambled eggs, cheese bacon. Then it's on to the next, I ain't a speed dater. Little bitch ain't gon' hear from me till weeks later. I don't see no things changing. Kids still dodging bullets like they seen Matrix. These young niggas really need saving, but OGs won't teach them that the street's dangerous. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby.
Was good, man. Y'all already know the vibes, man. CamJNetwork in full in effect, live and direct, man, with the family tonight, man. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we here tonight, 8 o'clock. It's lit, man. Got my brother, PBC director, my brother Kenneth Bouhairie is on his way. You know what I mean? But I want to salute to my family in the building, man. That's already in the building so far. And we're going to get started, man. I got a great conversation in store for everyone with my brother Kenneth Bouhairie. You know what I mean? So it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit, man. It's going to be hot tonight, man, for sure, man. So definitely rock with us, man. Salute to my family. Ring Raw Boxing Podcast, man. Most definitely subscribe to my family. He live every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Ring Raw Boxing Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe to my family right there, man. Y'all already know the vibes, man. He said, let's go. Fire up that grill, cuzzo. You already know the vibes, brother. You already know. And salute to my brother Lee Jackson, man. One of my day one supporters, man, for sure, man. Salute to my brother Lee Jack in the building, you dig. And my brother Enigma, man, Writer's Block in the building. Was popping with you, brother. Was good, bro. Was popping, bro. And my brother, man, from Miami, 305 in the building. My brother Tez was good, bro. Was popping, man. Was popping, man. And my family, man, OTB Boxing. You already know the vibes. Ohio up. You already know. In the building, man. What's good with you, brother, man? How you doing, brother? And you already know the vibes. My brother Ace Austin in the building. salute to my brother Ace Austin, man. Day one supporter as well, man. Always, man. And my brother Teach, man. Salute to my brother Teach, man. What's good, brother? How you doing, my brother? You already know, man. For sure, man. And we're gonna have a great conversation for sure. Let me do this real quick. Man. Yep, so definitely great show in store, man, today. And waiting on my brother to pull up. And we're gonna get it cracking, man, for sure. Man, a lot of crazy stuff in boxing, man. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk about a lot of the recent stuff in boxing that's going on. And of course, we're gonna talk about a lot of, a lot of PBC business, of course, you know what I'm saying, with some of the guys from PBC, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a great conversation, man. And I'm glad y'all with me tonight. It's gonna be lit, man, for sure, man, for sure. Hit that like button, hype the show up as well, man. Hit the hype button, man, as well, man. It helps us in the algorithm for sure. You know what I'm saying? Hitting the hype button, man, for sure. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed as well, man. Most definitely, man, for sure. We definitely active. We dropped 2 videos earlier today. Free Virgil Ortiz Jr. We dropped that earlier today. Talk about Virgil Ortiz Jr. With Golden Boy Promotions with Oscar De La Hoya, their situation. And then we dropped another video earlier with the drama of Ryan, Rowley, and Devin, you know what I mean? And of course, those 2 topics we definitely going to talk about tonight, you know what I'm saying? As soon as my brother come on for show, you know what I mean? So we staying active with the content, man, for sure, man. You already know, man. Salute to my brother Thrill Hill, man, the building, man. What's good, brother? What's good? What's good, brother? Most definitely, man. You already know. But while we do that, I want to get y'all opinions on something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Now, salute to my brother Cash Crypto in the building, man. What's good, brother? What's popping, bro? What's popping? And my boy Paid in Full in the building. What's good, bro? What's popping? What's popping, man? Definitely. Most definitely. Okay. All right, for sure. For sure. There you go. We in the building with it. Can you hear me?
No, man. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear me good? Okay, good. You good. You good. You sound good. You sound perfect. What's popping, man? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm well. Can't complain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And salute to my brother T Hill, man. What's popping with my brother T Hill, man? Most definitely, man. Salute to T Hill. And salute to my brother Crush the Legend. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Crush the Legend, man. Coffee and donuts for grown-ups every morning between 6 and 9 a.m., man, for show. And salute to my brother OTB Boxing with the $1.99 in the super chat. He said supporting the work in the home team. You already know. Ohio up, my brother. You already know, man. Most definitely, brother. Salute to my brother for sure. And just getting started, man. So how everything going, man? It's been a lot going on in boxing in recent time and crazy stuff, man, in boxing, like rapidly every day. So it's crazy. And so definitely we can get into some of this talk. But first we can start off with Fundora. And before we start, I want to play the trailer from Gloves Up for everyone. And then we can get started talking about Fundora and Thurman.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. In boxing, it only raises doubts.
No doubt about it, he's looked at the calendar of his life, and he knows that he only has so many special years left.
Inactivity doesn't bring affection. It brings questions. It breeds suspicion.
I feel like there's a lot at stake for Keith Thurman.
Keith One-Time Thurman, once a unified welterweight champion marching towards the Hall of Fame, seemed destined for greatness. But waves of injuries, long layoffs, missed opportunities left him with more questions than answers. Now he returns not as the rising star, but as the veteran the forgotten champion demanding redemption.
He's let it be known. I want another title. I want to stand as a 2-division champion.
Hall of Fame career here with the victory March 28th.
I got 31 wins on my belt. 1 loss. To the legend himself, Manny Pacquiao. Real champions beat champions. I have the desire to be champion of the world once again, to continue the legacy of Keith One-Time Thurman. It's simple. Put respect on the name.
But boxing isn't known for making things easy. Standing in his path is Sebastian, the towering Inferno Fundora, the reigning unified super welterweight champion.
Sebastian Fundora, he's a fighting champion.
His skill set is sensational right now.
He is the best 154-pounder in the world today.
He is 6'6", a storm in gloves. Soft-spoken outside the ring and merciless inside it.
Fundora is just on a mean streak right now, and he's out there bullying fighters now.
He doesn't outpoint his opponents. He overwhelms them. He leaves them broken. Fundora isn't here to hand out second chances. He's here to make sure the world remembers his name through violence.
We all want the same thing. He wants to come in there and break my face and take my title and embarrass me that night in front of everybody, in front of all my fans, in front of all my family. Why can't I do the same thing?
Watch what happens when I hit this man's chin.
What's going to prevail? Who's going to get their hand raised? And I think it's going to be a very compelling matchup stylistically.
Has the world been wrong to forget Keith Thurman? Or is Sebastian Fundora someone we will never forget?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, there you go, man. That's the way to start it off right there, man, with the gloves off, man. That was the trailer from Fundora Thurman, gloves off on PBC, man, for sure. And let's get into the conversation with these guys coming up. March 28th is going down in Vegas, man, right here going down. Fundora Thurman, March 28th. Of course, you got the undercard lineup right there as well, man. Frank Sanchez versus Richard Torres Jr. right there. Then Yuli Hernandez, one of my favorite fighters personally. Yuli Hernandez fighting Terrell Gausha, man. And, of course, Elijah Garcia right there with Newman, man. The rematch right there, which is going to be crazy as well, man. So talk about it, man. How you feel about this card right here for March 28th right here?
I mean, I'm excited. Just watching that gloves off, I got excited all over again, you know, and I'm looking forward to it. I think the main event is really compelling, you know. I mean, you have Fundora, who, I mean, I think that was probably a career best performance against Tim Tszyu in the rematch last summer. He really impressed me. And then you have Thurman, who's got the pedigree. Is a bit more of a question mark, but if this fight were happening in, you know, if it was 2018, 2020 Keith Thurman, I bet you a lot of folks would be picking Keith Thurman to win. And I think that Keith is well preserved. He's having a great camp. And I look back at the Brian Mendoza fight when he fought Fundora, and he fights very similar to the way Keith Thurman fights. So I think there's a path.
Yeah, people have been saying that in the YouTube streets recent time, but talk about this fight.
He does. I went back and watched before the fight was postponed. I went back and watched that fight and a couple of other Fundora's fights while I was doing my homework, and I realized that I said, in fact, I told Keith, I was like, "Have you seen that fight?" It's to me, it's very, very interesting. Obviously, it's not the same Fundora who fought Brian Mendoza. This Fundora is a killer right now, and I think he realizes what's in front of him now. This is his first A-side pay-per-view, you know, headliner, and he understands what it means, you know, to win impressively in this talent-laden division. So I'm really, really excited about that fight. I'm excited about the card. I'm excited about the co-main. Great test for Richard Torres against Frank Sanchez. I don't know who is going to win that.
That's going to be a barn burner right there.
Yeah, and Yuli Hernandez, big fight for him against Terrell Gausha. Terrell Gausha gave Carlos Adames hell. Terrell Gausha gives everybody hell. So I'm really curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Yoeli Hernandez, who's he looks like a monster so far. What he's going to do, and quiet as kept, we're bringing the middleweight division back. You've got Jesus Ramos campaigning at middleweight right now. You've got Carlos Adames campaigning at middleweight right now. Don't be surprised if one or two of these 154-pounders makes a move to middleweight as well. So I think you're going to see a lot of great fights in that division, and we'll see if Yoeli Hernandez is a part of them.
Absolutely. One of my favorite fighters in the game right now, man. I'm excited about him on this card, most definitely. Yeah, definitely, because I know originally he was supposed to fight. I know he was trying to fight Jihad Tucker originally, and then Jihad Tucker somebody won $500,000 for the fight and everything. I'm like, man.
I don't look at the next man's pockets. If it didn't work for him, it didn't work for him. Next man up. That's
right. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited about this. And then, what you think about the rematch with Garcia and Newman right there too?
I think this is really, really important for Elijah Garcia. I mean, Newman trained by Roy Jones. I like where his career is trending right now. But for Elijah Garcia, I mean, this is a guy who beat Jose Armando Resendez just a couple years ago and was looking like the next star of boxing. So he switched. He's went back to his father training him. Now he's at 168. Let's see what he can do. I think it's make or break for him. This fight is make or break. Either you win this and you move on to some of the bigger fights in the division, or you've got to reassess things if you don't. So this is a really huge fight and a really important fight for him. And when you have those kind of stakes in a fight, then you can expect fireworks because it's your life's on the line, like 50 said. So.
Yeah, and then it was like this card in general. I love the card as far as the style matchups between each fight in general and everything. And I know a lot of people, they was like, some people try to give this undercard grief a little bit. They was and be like, oh, why is this pay-per-view and everything? I'm like, well, I've seen cards that's worse, and this is not even a worse card. I love this card, absolutely. This is an all barn burner card right here in general.
The great thing about pay-per-view is that it's your call whether you want to watch it or not.
Absolutely, it's your choice.
But as I told you the last time, I would hope that we've accumulated enough goodwill with the fight fans. We've shown y'all how many great events have we had? How many great events, great matches, so many over the years. Have a little faith in us. You've got some really, really great matches on this card. I think if you're a real fight fan, this is a card you have to watch, and not to mention the main event is so key. I mean, so many different things can happen in that main event. Fundora wins and what's next for him, and if Keith Thurman wins, whoa, so it's a great card. I'm excited about it. Listen, get the pay-per-view, obviously, if you can't be in Vegas, but come to Vegas, man. It's going to be it's Vegas. Come to Vegas. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about Keith Thurman and Fundora because, of course, this fight was supposed to happen earlier this year. And then, now it's here March 28th coming up as well. And I'm excited about the matchup. The more that I like now that the fight is getting closer. Mm-hmm. And speaking about the fight in general, you see a lot of the boxing YouTube streets, they getting crazy, starting to talk about the fight and stuff. It's a lot of people believing Thurman can get the upset over Fundora in this fight, man, out here.
I mean, what?
Like, it's a tall task, but
yeah, it is. And I think
I can't wait to see it.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight, but what the thing is, I said the same thing about Fundora versus Zhu, the Fundora versus Zhu rematch. I wasn't sure what was going to happen in that rematch. And then Fundora went out and it was, pure domination, so Fundora's hot right now, but the thing is, and Fundora's an all-action fighter. What he's going to do in there. He's going to throw a bunch of punches and he's going to try and break his man down. And Fundora is going to try and get you out of there. This is Keith's last chance at greatness. This is it for Keith. This is the big time. He had his tune-up last year, and he's been in the gym from all accounts. Like I said, he's having a tremendous camp. So this is it for him right here. This is his chance to become world champion again, to stamp himself in the Hall of Fame. And Keith Thurman always brings the fight. So no matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is, it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be. Neither one of them is gonna fold. So I'm, curious to see what the tactics are gonna be, who's gonna back who up, who in the 6th and 7th round is gonna be fatigued, So I think it's a great fight. And you're right. As the fight gets closer, the more I'm like, man, this is really happening. I can't wait.
Right. Man, I see some people in the comments. I know my boy Jay, man, from Cincinnati, my brother, he said, I'm actually picking Thurman right there.
A lot of people are.
And then my brother OTB, he says, this Fundora jabs right there.
That's true. That's very, very true. And that's a problem because, he's hard to time with the jab. It's so long, pause. And the way he, the way he uses it and he's got different variations on it and he just beats you down. He can beat you down literally one-handed. And God forbid he gets a beat on his left uppercut or his straight left, forget it. So Keith's got a tall task ahead of him, literally.
Man, 6'6" with 5'9", like that.
82
that
inch
man
reach.
was crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Man,
absolutely, man. So I'm definitely excited about that fight for sure. Coming up March 28th, y'all already know the vibes, man. Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman, man. And this card is fire, man. I'm rocking with it, man. And I'm excited. It's going to be a barn burner, the whole entire card. And I can't wait to see the prelims. Who's going to be on the prelims coming up on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely will be prelims. So stay tuned for that announcement. That'll be pretty soon. You'll be hearing about that really soon. So it's going to be a great night. Whether you watch it on, Prime Video pay-per-view or you're there in Vegas, it's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it. I might even sit in the audience, you know what I mean, and watch it. I don't usually do that.
So. Thanks, man. Thanks. So definitely got to show love and support to our guy, man, Mr. Earl Spence, man. Happy birthday to Earl Spence, man. Today is his birthday as well, man. And just to show us some more even love for the man, I got to show a fight clip from him in recent time. Well, not recent time, but this fight was from 2019 right here. And this was a barn burner right here as well from Earl right here. So go ahead and drop the clip.
Well, Spence off balance.
They're very effective as well.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
they are.
Because, Porter's feeling them because I can see him breathing kind of heavy.
Nice combination by Porter.
I think he's rolling with the punch.
It's a lot of back and forth.
Errol at the right times. But right now, Errol's picking up the pace. He's doing a good job. Got him up against the ropes and then started throwing his combinations.
Great nice right by Porter. Spence came back with his own counter left hook, and I don't think a lot of people gave shot. Kenny Porter just yelled out to his side. Spence caught Porter with a right. Porter coming right back. There's no stopping Sean Porter. Good body shot by Errol. Spencer's gone past 10 rounds in his career. Good right hook by Errol Spence. 1 minute remaining and Spence!
Spence said that's what he wanted to do.
And then Porter yells, let's go! Now he's got to be careful. Sean's got to be careful. They'll run into another one like that, and he may not get up. Furious action continues here in round 11, including 10-8 in the 11th. Porter, the right hand. Porter counters Spence.
Errol Spence wants to get his hands out. Porter tied him up for a second. Now Errol Spence.
30 seconds left.
Porter's fighting all the way to the wire.
We saw another big right by Spence.
In favor of the winner, he is now the WBC and the IBF welterweight unified champion of the world, Errol Spence.
Terrific fight, man. That was a great fight.
Man, amazing fight. That was a classic right there, man. A classic. September 19th, 2019 right there. A classic, man. Pure classic. Yeah, definitely.
I was there
what
for
you think about that fight?
No, that was an incredible fight. That was one of the best, one of the hold on a second, forgive me. I don't know what's going on with that. Forgive me. But yeah, that's definitely one of the best fights I've ever seen in person. Great, tremendous performance. That's one of the few fights I ever called right. I remember picking Errol by split decision. I was like, it's going to be a war. There's no way it's not going to. Shaw Porter is not going to allow it to be anything else. And Errol, he's with all the smoke. So it was truly a tremendous fight. Great unification fight. Good to see Errol. I saw him last week. Good to see him looking good, feeling good, living his best life, with his family and always a pleasure to see him. So definitely wishing him a big happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to Earl, man, most definitely. And speaking of Earl, they've been the little rumors out there about his return coming back soon, possibly against the man Tim Tszyu, possibly. So what you think about Earl's return coming back in the game in 2026?
We haven't announced anything like that. So
But yeah.
There's always rumors. I think that he looks like he's in great shape. He definitely looks like he looks like he could fight tomorrow. It's because it's interesting. When I gave him a pound and a hug, I was like, goodness, man, he's a brick wall. Good Lord. So he's definitely in shape. And so we just have to wait and see what. If and when he announces that he wants to return, but based on what I see, if he wanted to, he's ready.
Absolutely, man. Because I've been looking at him in recent time in the interviews and everything, and he's looking, looking in well shape. Like he can definitely, get ready and get it popping and get into training camp and get it cracking, very soon for sure, man. So I'm definitely excited, if he definitely makes his return in 2026 for sure. And
never say never.
Man.
Never say never.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So that was the throwback fight of the day. I always do a throwback fight of the day on the show, and I always do one. And that was the one showing love to Errol Spence, man. September 19th in 2019, right there, man. Around the Mexican holiday, too, by the way, too. You know what I mean? So definitely salute to Errol Spence, man. Happy birthday to him. And we waiting to see what's next for Mr. Errol Spence, man, for sure, in due time. So definitely, speaking of Errol Spence, man, we got to talk about our guy, man, Mr. Frank Martin, man, in his recent fight, man, against Nair Albright. Ended up being a draw. And I was like, this was nasty in this one, man. I felt like Frank edged this one out, in my opinion. But it ended up being a draw. I thought Nair Albright did some good work in the later rounds of the fight. Early on, not so much action from him in particular, but amazing fight. And want to get your opinion on it. What you think about Frank and Nair on this one?
Well, I mean, first of all, I thought Frank won the fight. I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Frank won just watching. Nair Albright's a good fighter, man. I mean, period. He's a good fighter. He did some clever things in there. And obviously had a really good last round. I suspect that Frank would probably, if he had his will, probably is like, man, I want to get back in there with him,
Right.
And show you that, because I thought Frank looked good. I thought Albright made some adjustments. And, I saw a Frank interview recently where he mentioned that there was a bug going around. I don't like making excuses, and I don't think that's an excuse, but there was a bug going around. And he kind of faded a bit in the later rounds. And so, good experience for Frank, good win. You're not always going to look pretty in every fight. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes you fight tough guys and you have a tough win and then you move forward.
Absolutely. And like I mentioned, I remember we talked about Nair. You asked me about Nair. I was like, Nair a little crafty in there, man. He, he beat Kelvin Davis, pretty handily in his last fight, and he gave Keyshawn Davis a tough fight as well. You know what I mean? So I was like, Nair, he all right, man. And definitely, the fight was everything I expected it to be with Frank Martin and Nair, most definitely, because those guys, they was getting it cracking in there, man, and I loved it, man. That was the fight of the night, in my opinion, of that entire night, in particular, for sure. Yeah. So, do you think these guys run this back?
I mean, it'd be nice. I think it always depends on what opportunities are in front of you.
Right.
And so it depends on what Nair has in front of him, what Frank has in front of him. But I would love to see a rematch. I'd love to see a rematch.
Absolutely. I was like, I'd love to see a rematch for sure. But other people be calling out Frank and be wanting to fight Frank as well. And then Nair, now after he fought Frank, now he got some guys wanting to fight him as well, vice versa. So
or not wanting to fight him after the
some of them. Some of them. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So I definitely, man, it was an amazing fight for sure, and I definitely would love to see these guys running back. But other calls come in. It is what it is, man, for sure, man. Business calls, it is what it is, man, for sure. And want to get your opinion too about, man, our guy, man, Gary Anton Russell as well, man. He ended up getting the decision over Andy Hiroka in a tough fight, and I know myself, I thought Gary won pretty handily in myself, and in my opinion, but a lot of people felt it was a close fight. It was a close fight. It was kind of similar to the Frank fight in the sense too, like where Gary was cooking, early on in the fight, and Andy didn't heat up until the later rounds in the fight in particular. And Gary, he did his thing and got that dub, man. So how you feel about Gary in this fight?
Man, I thought he won clearly. I honestly, and I thought he won clearly. That's what I saw as a boxing fan. In fact, I was surprised. I was surprised when I went on social media, and folks, there were some people that thought that
it was a robbery.
I was.
Yeah, I see people like it'd be so crazy when you see people online like with certain fights where they scream robbery for certain fights, and I'm like, this was not no robbery in this fight. Like
maybe I have a different,
seeing.
Maybe I have a different, boxing eye, but I thought he won by 4 rounds. Don't get me wrong, it was a tough fight. There were moments in that fight where I was like, oh, Hirioka's turning the fight around in his favor. And because who's gonna stand up to these body shots? They were thudding and the guy was sitting hard.
It was crucial.
But Gary Antoine didn't allow him to snatch the plate away. I thought he did a lot of work too that went unnoticed. He was slipping in there, he was landing. He did a lot of good work. In fact, Gary Antoine really impressed me in this fight. You're fighting an unknown fighter, tall, lanky, hits hard, tough. So many different factors. I think Hirioka is a problem for a lot of people. In the division. So to me, it was not only just a clear win for Gary Antoine, but an impressive win for Gary Antoine. And if anybody feels different, any boxer feels different, well, then go ahead and step inside the ring with him. We'd love to see it.
For real, absolutely. And I even heard Gary Russell Jr. on Sean Porter podcast where he was speaking about how tough Andy Hiroka was and everything. And I thought I did love them in the corner where Gary Russell, he was getting on Anton in the corner, telling them to get it together in there, man. So I love everything that them boys got going on, man. For sure, man. The Russell family, definitely legendary family in the sport, for sure.
They're like the East Coast Mayweathers. That's what I always tell them, East Coast Mayweathers. He did great work in the corner, and I'm seeing little nuances and things in Gary Antoine's game that obviously comes from being in the gym, all the time. Coming from a fighting family, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's next for Antoine.
Absolutely. I would love. I think unification. It's time for unification time, man.
Hey,
I think it's definitely time.
I think so too. Think so too. Let's go.
Man.
Whoever. I think Gary Antoine is willing to fight anybody in that division. Whether at 140. You name him. whether it's Richardson Hitchens, would love to see it. Would love to see it. Whether it's Pitbull, whoever the champs are in the division, whoever the top fighters are in the division, I think, I'd love to see Gary Antoine in with all of them.
Yeah, what you think about Africa's situation with the IBF and everything with his situation with Oscar Duarte?
Yeah, that's a tough situation. Tough for Duarte first of all. To have to go through all of that, and then on fight day for that, for the fight to be canceled, and then after the fight to find out that you may not even get that fight next. So, I think it's really, really tough for Oscar Duarte. I'm not sure what happened to Richard Hitchens. I read that he was he was sick that day, and that's unfortunate. And of course, he's getting a lot of heat on social media. And the best way to counter that is to get back in the ring and remind folks of who you are and how good you are. And so, there are lots of champions out there, including Gary Antoine Russell. So let's see what we can do.
Absolutely. And I know even with Africa right now, I know he has a mandatory with that the IBF just put on him with Lindolfo Delgado. Yeah. So he got 30 days to handle that situation and figure out. So we'll definitely know what's next with Africa coming up within the next 30 days for sure. Yeah. Pretty soon with the IBF, man, for sure. And getting into the main event from that night, man, as well. I wanted to get your opinion on this fight as well, Mr. Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios from this fight, man. And of course, Ryan Garcia, he captured the WBC title and beat him pretty clear, you know what I'm saying? And definitely, what you think about this fight?
I thought Ryan looked spectacular. I thought Ryan was in shape. He had a plan, obviously worked a lot on that right hand. And he boxed and he showed why. He was a 7-time national amateur champion. And folks seem to forget that. And he showed tremendous speed, tremendous skill, his power. Of course, those shots were thudding. You could almost feel them. And so I think Ryan reminded everyone just how good of a fighter he is, and him winning a title was long overdue. I think, Barrios fought a tough fight. He stayed in there because it was looking rough early. He stayed in there, he gutted it out, just wasn't his night. Sometimes you lose to the better man. I don't think that Mario had the best of, nights for him, but I don't want to take anything away from Ryan Garcia. I thought he had a tremendous performance, and there are not too many fighters who can beat that version of Ryan Garcia.
Absolutely, man. And of course, Barrios is a great champion in my opinion. Got an amazing resume in my opinion. Fought some of the best competition in the sport as well, and just wasn't his night, man. With Ryan Garcia, man, was hot, man. Is he coming off hot, man, in this fight, man, and. It happens at times, man, for sure, man. And just getting into speaking about a little bit more in depth. Hold on, let me ask you: do you think Barrios stays at 47, or do you think he moves up to 154?
That's a good question. Because I know the last couple pounds were a bit of an issue for him, but I think what he needs to do is get some rest. He's had, just coming off a tough fight. He's had a lot of tough fights. He's always taking on tough guys and top guys. So I hope he gets some rest, gets to enjoy his time with his family, gets to enjoy his money a little bit, and then see how he feels. If he wants to go up to 54, or if he wants to stay at 47. Either way, there's still a lot of good fights out there for him.
Absolutely. And get into the conversation of these guys, man. So there's a whole trifecta right now going on with 147 with the champions right now, man. So, of course, just in recent time, and you had Ryan and Devin. They was talking about getting it cracking at one point a few days ago, and now you got Rolly and Devin talking about getting it cracking now and everything, of course. And so what you think about what's going on with these three guys right now, man? Right now, me personally, I can say for myself, out of the three, I would prefer, because I want to see that rematch with Ryan versus Devin. That's what I want to see. But I don't mind if it was to happen for us, Devin Haney and Rolly Romero as well.
Yeah, all those fights are great. All those fights are not only, great fights in the ring, but the lead up in is going to be real fun too. But
Interesting.
It's going to be crazy between all of those guys. They all have history, and they're all great talkers. And this is what makes American boxing so great. So, Ryan just had a fight. Obviously, I think he said he had some sort of injury, and he's probably not going to be back until July. You've seen what you saw on social media with Broly and Devin. So, Broly put it out there. So let's go.
Right.
Let's make it happen. I think that's a tremendous fight. And I would love to see it. If they bring it to New York, even better, as you can see.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a tremendous fight. And these are the kind of cards and these are the kind of events that the sport needs. And I just want to note that we've been doing these kind of events for a long, long time now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure, man. So definitely I've been covering this story between these three guys very closely for the last 3-4 days, man. It's been crazy. These guys going back and forth on Twitter and everything. So I was like, man, who gonna fight each other? Who gonna fight? Just lock the fight in, whoever gonna fight, so we could talk about the fight.
Yeah, let's see what happens, but it's obvious Rolly's trying to make the fight. We're trying to make the fight, and hopefully it gets over the finish line.
Absolutely, for sure. And getting into next, man. So we got to talk about the event coming up, man. May 2nd, man, is coming on. Because I'm super excited about this one for sure, man. One of my favorite fighters as well, man. David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez, May 2nd at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas, man. Coming up, man. I cannot wait for this. And they taking over Cinco de Mayo, man, which is, I love that as well. So what you think about this fight in particular right here?
Yeah, I think it's great that Cinco de Mayo is back, in Las Vegas, the event that it is. And I mean, what better way than with David Benavidez, who and Zurdo Ramirez. Benavidez to me is the face of Mexican boxing and on his way to becoming the face of boxing, period. Special talent, a good dude, a guy who does everything the right way. Just a good person and an animal in the ring, bro. I don't know that person that gets in the ring. He's a different beast, and not just a beast in the ring, but with skills, and not just skills, but high level elite pound for pound skills, a real student of the game. And David's so impressive. I think this fight is very dangerous. Moving up to cruiserweight and fighting Gilberto Ramirez, who's no slouch himself, 2-division champion and a pretty big dude. I was surprised to see how much bigger he was than David when they faced off. I'm not used to seeing that, so salute to David, because this is crazy, when I think about it. Like a 200-pound man, so this is crazy when you think about it, but salute to David. It just goes to show you the type of fighter he is. And it's going to be a tremendous event, happy to be working with Golden Boy Promotions and bringing this event, to the T-Mobile Arena, in Las Vegas, PBC, pay-per-view and Prime Video. It gets no better, man. Vegas is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy that week. And we've got a really good undercard that
I can't wait to hear that. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, we're cooking up something real nice, so it's going to be a great night for the sport, and the rising tide raises all ships, and so these are the kind of events and shows that the sport needs.
Right, and I think this fight is who's going to determine who's going to be the real face of boxing in Mexico here 100%, even though I already been putting out there that I believe is already David Benavidez right now for sure, in particular, you know what I mean? Because he's definitely been, he's been putting on, a hell of a run right now. He's on a hell of a run, and then him taking this step up, fighting Zurdo Ramirez at cruiserweight for 2 of his titles, it's crazy, man. It's definitely crazy for sure, and I'm excited about it. And I think David gonna pull it off in this one, man. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I never go against David, and I think that you're right. And it's no disrespect to Canelo, a tremendous fighter,
absolutely,
a great fighter, one of my favorite fighters, and the face of boxing and the face of Mexican boxing for so long. But I believe this is David's time. And Canelo, if you feel different, feel free to step in the ring with David. But I believe it's David's time, and the resume that he has amassed is really impressive. When you think back to folks are like, "Oh, who's he fought?" Ask that question now. Look at that resume.
Man, it's so crazy. It's so crazy because we've been having conversations about David Benavidez in recent time, and on channels and stuff, where a lot of people still try to diminish some of the guys that he's fought. Like they try to diminish like Andre, saying like, "Oh, he brought up Demetrius Andre up to 168 to fight him and everything," like stuff like that. Where I'll be like, Andre is a world-class fighter. Where it's a lot of guys, around his division when he was at 54 and 60 that didn't want to fight him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it made only sense for those two guys, being significant names in the sport at that time to fight each other, and Andre was at that division as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What David did to Demetrius, I don't know too many fighters that could do that. And he didn't just beat him on size; he beat him on skill. He broke him down and got him out of there. David's a tremendous fighter, and he's the type of fighter willing to get in the ring with anyone. So if anyone has an issue with his resume or this and that, I don't know how. So to the minority that have an issue, who would you like to see him fight? Because I guarantee you, he would love to fight them.
Absolutely. You see, last week at the Ryan Garcia fight, he spoke to Jao Bataan, said that he wanted to share the ring with him as well. So I know that was another narrative that was out there about him, where people were saying that he was ducking Jao Bataan. I was like, come on, like I don't know what David Benavidez has to do to prove to you guys that
he hasn't even fought at cruiserweight.
Any of you these guys.
He hasn't even fought at cruiserweight yet, and he's ducking Opataya. Okay, it just goes to show you. That I mean, but to me, you're only speaking. The people that are saying that are such a small percentage of boxing fans and casual fans and people that know David Benavidez, that I just kind of ignore that noise, because I think that the fans who know that David Benavidez will get in the ring with anybody and has shown it time and time again.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And definitely Cinco de Mayo, man. Definitely can't wait for it, man. May 2nd, David Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez, cruiserweight titles on the line. And get your tickets, man, and get your popcorn ready for this one, man. It's going to be crazy, man. You ain't going to want to blink in this one. It's going to be crazy. And I can't wait for this undercard to get announced as well, man. I'm ready for that.
You'll see.
Absolutely. All right, so going next, wanted to get your opinion, man. Of course, in recent time in Dana White, they started off Zuffa boxing, with Sella and TKO and everything. And of course, they've been, they had about 3 or 4 events already. And they've been moving in the sport, and everything. So want to get your opinion on how you feel about Zuffa boxing currently right now coming into the sport.
I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to watch too many of the shows. I did catch one, and the action was great, so good for Dana. I believe Dana is a true fan of boxing, a big fan of boxing. So good for him, good for his team. I'm of the opinion that, as I said before, that a rising tide raises all ships. So, be it us, be it someone else, Golden Boy or whoever, anything that can help push the sport forward, I support.
Absolutely. And I know they have a card this Sunday, actually, where Jao Opataya fighting Brandon Glenn coming up this Sunday. So definitely on Paramount Plus, they got their event going on. That's the major fight this weekend in particular. There's a lot of smaller fights going on this weekend. Not a big action-packed weekend for us boxing this week in general. But Dana White, I can say I definitely appreciate what they're doing. They definitely giving some of the guys that's not getting many opportunities right now, and putting on for those guys and keeping some of those guys active. And the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? Basically, for boxing, another entity added, and definitely interested to see how they continue to move within the sport. They still got some crazy stuff going on, but it is what it is.
that's part of the sport. That's part of
right.
the sport. But I think it's always good, for fight fans, for the hardcore fans, who maybe on a Saturday or Sunday, you want to see some action. There you go. So good on them.
Right.
Let's see them continue doing what they do, and same here.
Absolutely. And speaking of Zuffa, I wanted to ask you about how you feel about this situation with Mr. Conor Benn going over to Zuffa on a one-fight deal, pretty much over there, leaving Eddie Hearn for one fight right here, which I think after this one fight, I think he'll be back. That's what I honestly believe. But how you feel about this situation right here with Conor Benn going to Zuffa, and he's fighting as the co-main, fighting Reese's Prograis April 11th on Tyson Fury card?
Yeah, I didn't realize Conor Benn was that big a deal until like the past week or two. Apparently he's a star. I didn't know. So it's impressive that he's getting all this publicity, for a co-main move. But hey, good for Conor Benn if that's a move he feels that will benefit his career. It seems like Eddie Hearn feels that he was burned a little bit. I don't know the particulars. I hope they can work that out. Whatever it was. I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm impressed to know that Conor Benn is that big a star. I didn't know.
It's more so. I've been telling people it's more so Conor Benn. He's more so the guy out there in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Out that way. But a lot of people, of course, with him being tied to Zuffa, it's been getting a lot of press because they start putting out the numbers saying that he's getting paid $10-15 million, and everybody's had their eyes wide open to the situation. Like, why is he getting this amount of money to fight Reese's Prograis and stuff like that? So that's where the conversation be coming from, for real.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it must be. Like I said, I'll put it to you like this. It's from my eyes, it's great PR. I mean, great PR.
Absolutely.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely is. Because I've definitely been saying it to some of my people on the shows where I was like, man, this is definitely some great marketing they doing right now.
Right. If
y'all just gotta read the room in some of these situations right there. It's right in your face. It's definitely right there for sure. So definitely wanted to ask you about this too as well, which happened yesterday, which is going on crazy right now. With Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya with Vergil Ortiz. Yesterday the judge voted in their favor in the situation as far as Mr. Vergil Ortiz Jr., where it's keeping them intact, where no third parties entering as far as any negotiations with Vergil Ortiz. In particular. So I just wanted to get your opinion on this situation right now, which has this fight with Boots Ennis at a standstill pretty much right now.
Yeah, it's another tough situation, So obviously, let the legal process play out and see what happens. I'm sure for Vergil Ortiz, it's particularly tough. I'm sure he wants to get back in the ring sooner or later and doesn't want to be tied up in any of this, and just the whole. I mean, all these people that are around him now battling back and forth. It's got to be a tough situation for him. So I'm sure he's got a lot of assessing to do in terms of the people around him, and what his move will be going forward, and then also. for Golden Boy too, it's a tough situation as well. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff being revealed throughout this process, and so tough situation for them. And like I said, let's just let the legal process play out, and hopefully we get all the fights that we want to see. I love Virgil Ortiz. I think he's a great fighter. I love Jaron Ennis too. I think he's a great fighter. So that's absolutely a fight that I want to see. I think it's one of the biggest fights in the sport, but I also want to see them against the other top 154 pounders as well. There are a lot of them. So I just want to see all of them back in action.
Right, absolutely. Because I did a video on this story earlier where I was just saying, like, to me, with everything being on standstill for us, Virgil in particular, I feel like maybe he needs to have a situation where he has to come to amends and try to work something out with Golden Boy where they can keep him active, because I wouldn't want him to sit out a whole year with all of this legal action going on between those guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like it was best that they try to figure something out and come to the middle to where they can make something happen where his career can keep going, and he stay active in 2026 right now.
Yeah, I think again we'll hopefully the process will play out. Something's going to get worked out, obviously, and hopefully it's good for all parties and good for the sport. And we get to see some of the fights that we won. I will say one thing. One thing that as fight fans we tend to do. Sometimes we get so hung up on one fight that we miss a lot of what is going on. I remember the Spence Crawford fight when we want to see Spence Crawford. Errol would be fighting Sean Porter, and there'd be a group of fans who are like, we don't want to see that fight. And I'm like, you don't want to see Errol Spence against Sean Porter? Well, you saw the result there. So as much as we want to see those fights, there are a lot of great fights that could be made in the sport of boxing. So I want to see all of them.
Absolutely. Because I was looking at, I'm like, Golden Boy, because I know Golden Boy with this situation pretty much is, Golden Boy, they're still negotiating their deal with the Zone. And Virgil pretty much said that, with his contract, if their deal with the Zone was expired, then he can move on and, do what he wanted to do. And I know Eddie Hearn in particular, he had a deal set aside for Virgil Ortiz, and of course Golden Boy, they put in their work in far as the legal action to keep them at halt on the situation, which is the judge granted that. And so it's definitely a tough situation. That's why I did my video. I said free Virgil Ortiz earlier.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not a lawyer, so like I said, I don't know the particulars, and I can't tell you who's right, who's wrong, left, right. I just hope that I just wish all parties well. Now, are these situations common? Do these situations happen a lot for us with a lot of fighters within the sport? I mean, I don't think so. I feel like when they do happen, we hear about it. I mean, once it hits the courts, but this is America. Those courtrooms are full every single day, with something going on. So I just, again, like I said, I hope it works out for all parties, and hopefully we get Virgil back in the ring soon and Boots back in the ring soon as well. Nothing should be holding up these guys from getting in the ring. Plenty of good fights out there for them. Especially
I know Eddie Hearn, he mentioned with Boots, Josh Kelly possibly, and then of course he's the WBA interim champion, so he can push his position possibly with Xander Zayas. So it's definitely other opportunities for Boots if the fight with Virgil doesn't happen right now as well. So definitely,
absolutely. I mean, lots of good options for all of them. Lots of good options. We got a few guys, like I said, and
54 is the best division.
Yeah, it's the hottest division. Right, while all that's taking place, we got a battle inside the ring on March 28th. So that's and Sebastian Fundora is trying to make himself known as the top guy at 154 pounds. So hopefully that works out. But in the meantime, tune in March 28th.
Absolutely. So I wanted to get, speaking of 154, wanted to talk about the guys, man. the Charlo brothers, man. Of course, I know Mel's been hot on the internet recent time, and saying that he want to fight the top guys at 154, and I know. Maul, he's been, looking to get back in the ring and, do his thing at 168 as well. So what you think about the Charlo brothers right now with everything they got going on?
I love the Charlo brothers. For Jermell, obviously, no one ever took his crown from him at 154. And I think people forget that he was the first ever undisputed 4-belt champion at 154 pounds and played no games and took on anyone and everyone. And if you thought it was close, then we can do it again. So Jermell is that type of fighter. And so I think he's, champing at a little bit and ready to get back in the ring. And I think you can see he's in shape as well. So I wouldn't be surprised.
He's in great shape.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes an appearance soon. And also Jermall, I think 168 is wide open right now for Jermall. You see he's in the gym too, back with Ronnie Shields, doing his work, looks good, looks sharp. And Jermall's, both of them really are just special talents. They're thoroughbreds, in terms of their genes. They're just thoroughbreds. You just see it. And so anytime they come back, they're going to be a problem for anyone. And, I'm looking forward to them coming back soon.
Absolutely, man. I'm definitely ready for the Charlo brothers to get back in action, man. And I've been wanting to see Maul after the fight with Thomas LaManna, stay active and and keep building upon what you're doing and everything. And Mel has been about 3 years, and but he's looking good. Just looking at him training in the last couple of days, he's looking like he's in great shape. And definitely, I can't wait to see Mel get in the ring with whoever it's going to be. Whoever it is, I'm ready for it. I know him and Earl, they've been kind of, have a little conversation a little bit, but
hey,
whoever it is.
If I made 8 figures, you might not see me for a couple years either, So I can't be mad at Jermell, about that. And him and Errol have a great history. I love both guys. So perhaps that's a fight that happens down the line, perhaps not, who knows. But again, that's the hottest division. And if you bring all of those guys into the mix, there are a lot of great fights that can be made.
Right. Most definitely. Ooh, man. So salute to the Charlo brothers. Most definitely. Definitely waiting to see what's next for these guys coming up in 2026 for sure. And as well, Mr. Deontay Wilder, man, he's coming back, man. April 4th, man, versus Derek Chisora right here, man, which is definitely excited about this fight as well. This is Derek Chisora, supposed to be his last fight, the final ride right here. And so Deontay Wilder is crazy for fighting this man in the UK on his last fight. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, oh my God, he fighting in the UK for his last fight. I'm like, that boy Wilder is crazy, man. But I love it. I definitely love it, man. So what you think about Wilder on the comeback right here with Derek Chisora right here?
I love it. I think Deontay's in a good place mentally, physically, spiritually. I think he's in a really good place. I was at his last fight, and I liked what I saw. I thought he needed the rounds. I saw what he was working on, and you need that. He stayed in the gym. He's never out of shape. So I'm really excited for Deontay. I think if there's anyone who can make that kind of comeback, George Foreman comeback, it's Deontay Wilder. It's not even a George Foreman comeback, because it wasn't that long ago that Deontay was on top of the boxing world. And I mean that when I say on top of the boxing world. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he did in the sport of boxing and how he brought heavyweight boxing back. And he was tremendous. He was absolutely tremendous. Highlight reel after highlight reel KO. You had LeBron James tweeting about him. Deontay Wilder, along with a couple others, carried the American boxing for a long time. And in fact, after the Fury trilogy, I'd say that the sport kind of dipped, after that. So it's great to see Deontay back. I'm expecting him to close the show, hopefully early, and on to the next. And should he do that, give that man his title shot, and let's see what he can do If anybody deserves it, I don't want to hear about, oh, this person. Deontay Wilder, before anybody, deserves another shot at the title. If he's able to put on an impressive performance, then they should give him that. And why does he deserve a shot at the title? I know. This person is ranked over here and that person is ranked over there because he carried the sport for X amount of years, because he was an exciting fighter, because he was the biggest American fighter in the sport for a lot of years. So why wouldn't he get that kind of fight? So I'm looking forward to April 4th. I'm really excited about that fight. I think that it's the perfect step for him in terms of getting back to where he was. And if he's able to defeat Derek Chisora, don't let him, land one of those killer right hands. Don't let him do that, because then,
Man.
oh yeah. Then Usyk's got to see him.
Damn, most definitely. Let me see. So I don't see the boys in the comments. I know because it definitely, and people got to realize too with Deontay Wilder that he ran the heavyweight division, defending his titles for over 5 years, man.
Yes.
Like, a lot of heavyweights wasn't doing that in this era at all.
Yeah, defended his title 10 times. 10 times. You know how difficult that is to not have a bad night in heavyweight boxing, where one punch can end you, and to defend your title 10 times. That's why he's 6th all time on that list, of successful title defenses. And tremendous fighter, doesn't get the credit he deserves. A Hall of Fame fighter, in my opinion. And, hopefully he proves that again on April 4th.
Definitely, man. I can't wait for this fight with him and Chisora. I think it's going to be a barn burner while it lasts, because somebody get knocked out in this fight probably. Most definitely with these heavyweights. Exactly. You already know how it be with these heavyweights.
Exactly.
Definitely. So I'm excited about this. April 4th, Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora up in the UK. It's going to be a big one, man. Definitely excited about this card as well. And got to talk about the return of Mr. Floyd Money Mayweather right here, man. Coming back. Apparently he got 3 fights in 1 year, man. Which is, I'm like, ooh, that boy Floyd got a schedule on him already, man. I don't know I don't know 100% far as the Tyson fight, if that's 100% solid. I know they still ain't made that 100% official, but apparently he has to fight up in Greece exhibition, and then September 19th with Manny Pacquiao. And I remember it was crazy. I was looking back at our first I was looking at the first conversation we had where I asked you, we was talking about Manny Pacquiao, and then I asked you about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather around that time. He said it may have some legs to it and everything. Oh, and I thought about that. I was looking back. I was like, that is so crazy. That was 3 months ago, and now we hear them guys are fighting September 19th this year, man. So what you think about Floyd Mayweather on his return?
I think it's going to be, a big fight, obviously. I don't, whether you love it, whether you hate it, you're going to watch. I think everyone is going to watch Mayweather Pacquiao 2 should it happen. So as a fight fan, as someone who watched both of their careers so closely, over the years, I'm absolutely tuning in to watch that fight, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's a real professional fight should it happen.
Yeah, and it's gonna be at the Sphere, man. That's a major venue in Vegas right there, which is gonna be crazy, and it's on Netflix as well. So that's gonna be a lituation right there with those guys, man. Yeah. I'm really curious to see how they're gonna build the undercard for that as well. So I know that's gonna be something else as well for some guys. And how you think Floyd gonna do coming back?
It's hard to say because it's been so long, and I don't know when's the last time he had a serious camp, and how his body's going to respond to a serious camp. I think it's a dangerous fight. I mean, the Pacquiao I saw, Pacquiao's out there competing with young guns today, so it's going to be interesting. I never count out Floyd Mayweather though, man. That guy's a special breed when it comes to his fighting style. I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, I think Floyd, he had an exhibition in 2024 with John Gotti III, I guess the rematch from the first fight that they had. and everything. And then, Manny Pacquiao, of course, fought Mario Barrios this past year and ended up being a draw. And you know what I mean? So, of course, Manny was still trying to stay active and, and stay in the sport and everything. And he had an event this past weekend as well. What you think about Camille Moten? I wanted to ask you about him as well.
Solid prospect. I mean, what can you say about him? I like Camille a lot, and I think that I liked what I saw last weekend as well from him. I mean, Camille has the potential to be a star in the sport of boxing. Point blank. Period. He's got the looks, he's got the personality, he's got the fighting style. He can box, but he's willing to bang. So I like Camille Moten a lot. I like his progression. I think he's taken on a lot of tough fighters early on. Deceptive. Yeah. He's taken some tough fights early on. So I hope he continues, stay focused, stay disciplined, and the world's his oyster.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just hoping he get an actual class, weight class. He gonna campaign that and stay disciplined and stay locked in and focused there. And the sky's the limit for Camille Moten because he's definitely a special fighter in my opinion. I've been watching him for years, and as he's been small and everything, and he's definitely been building as well. I know one of my favorite fights from him was the Anthony Cuba fight that he had. That was on the prelims, which was a real tough fight, rugged fight. That was an amazing fight right there with Anthony Cuba.
Yeah, I'd love to see him at 35 or 40, and then build back up to 47 if possible. And I think he can cause a lot of problems in those weight classes.
Absolutely. And so get to the next one I wanted to ask you about right here, which is everybody always, and it's crazy about this person right here in particular. I can say right here, I haven't talked about him so much in general because I kind of let everybody else do so. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wait.
I'm talking about Tank.
I'm wait. Yeah, exactly. So it's so crazy. I want to tell this story right here. So when I'm live on my shows, and in recent time, and of course I've been on this thing where I didn't really want to get into conversations with Tank far as his legal issues. His legal issues, they'll be handled. It is what it is. Other people, of course, obviously a lot of other content creators, they'll report and talk about it and everything. I'm waiting for, him to get back in the ring. So whenever it's some news about him getting back in the ring, that's what, I will, talk about and we'll report and talk about it, in general and everything. But it'd be so crazy when I'm in my shows, I'll prepare a whole show for, topics and stuff, recent news and everything to talk about. And then when we having conversations about some of the fans' favorite fighters, then they always love to bring Tank name into the conversation always. And I was like, why can I do a whole entire show without talking about Mr. Tank Davis? And one of y'all bring his name up before I bring his name up. And it's always a case where these guys are trying to, have these debates where they bring his name up and everything because they don't have no leg to stand on when they're debating on certain particular topics that's pertaining to their favorite fighters and stuff. So, which is very crazy right here. So, what you think about Mr. Tank for us? You ain't got to talk about the legal situation. We already know that's, ongoing right now. But, of course, Calvin Ford, he had a recent interview talking about, Tank possibly returning, possibly in the summer and everything. So what you think about Tank's possible return?
I hope so, because I'm one of his biggest fans, and I think, regarding what you said about people and Tank, it's funny because I actually tweeted something about that today. I saw.
Yeah, I got the tweet too. The tweet.
I saw someone who, it's amazing to me the amount of people. I mean, they bash Tank endlessly, but they continue to talk about him. I don't talk about things that I don't like that much. Because I'll find something else to talk about. And so it's obvious that they're using his name to get clicks, and I get it. I mean, Tank's a rock star. Tank's the face of the sport. And with that in mind, I think that fight fans really need to appreciate Gervonta Tank Davis a whole lot more than they do. Tank Davis is truly a special fighter. And, you look, we talked about last weekend at the top of the show, and in the main event were two guys that Tank Davis stopped. And not only that, but he's actually with body shots, I should add. And not only that, he stopped two of the welterweight champions. His resume is unappreciated. You know, we talked about skill. Tank's skill is next level. It's elite, next level. I remember, and I'll probably get crucified for saying this, but I remember someone prominent about, gosh, like 7-8 years ago saying, Kenneth, you don't understand. This kid is special. He's like Floyd, but he's got power. And, you know, if you've watched him throughout his career, you can see the nuances, you can see the skill, you can see all the things that he brings to the table. You know, Tank Davis to me is already a Hall of Famer. I don't care what he does for the rest of his career, but as a fight fan, I want him to come back. I want him to answer any questions that are lingering, that are out there. But I also think that fight fans, regardless of how you feel about him outside the ring, fight fans need to appreciate what he's done inside the ring, the type of fighter he is, and not just that he's, you know, accomplishing these things, but the way he accomplishes them, and the way he's lifted up the sport with highlight reel knockouts. We're bringing all these kind of celebrities and so much attention. You fight Tank, you become a star yourself. You mentioned Tank enough times, you might become a star. And so that's the kind of impact he has on the sport. And so give that man his flowers while he's still fighting.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree any more than that, because, you know, it's always a lot of people, they be like, oh, he's losing his, you know, his status, his star status and everything. But I was like, how can he lose his star status when you guys literally, I watch content with you guys talk about this bed, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, all over the place. It's people putting out, you know, a whole bunch of narratives and stuff. And obviously, like you said, you know, a lot of these guys try to get, you know, clicks and views off his name. Because I could, you know, with Tank, when I do, you know, content with Tank, it definitely does the numbers. You know, when you do content on certain other fighters, it may not do the numbers as much. You know what I mean? Because Tank is, you know, above a lot of these guys for our star status. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, love to talk about Tank to boost their views and boost their channels and their subs and stuff, like every day, where I see it on YouTube every day. And it just be nasty work to see it. Like the narratives, all of it. Every day I get people that send me content and stuff that people talking about him, and then, you know, it just be crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Can you imagine what it's like to be Gervonta Davis? I mean, you know, and to see, yeah, I mean, it's just insane. But I tell you what, whether you love him, whether you hate him, this and that, his return is going to be epic. And you know, I mean, epic, and everyone's going to tune in. Like I said, whether you love him or hate him, but I can't wait, because, you know, like I said, I'm a huge Tank Davis fan, huge fan of Gervonta Tank Davis, and I think that what he means to the sport, what he brings to the sport, and what he brings to the ring, how could you not be, as a fight fan, a true boxing fan, a guy who can box, who attempts to close the show and is clutch, you know, as a playmaker, you know, has a knack for knowing how to end the show, and I think gets way too much grief for the Lamont Roach fight. It kind of reminds me of when Floyd fought Marcos Maidana the first time, and a lot of people said Floyd lost that fight. A lot of people at that time, they were belittling Marcos Maidana going. It's funny to hear how people talk about Marcos Maidana now. Going into the Floyd fight, they were not talking about Marcos Maidana in that way. You know, they're like, Floyd's taking on this guy, da 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 da. You know, so I see some parallels there with what happened between Tank and Lamont, where Lamont was an underappreciated fighter going into the fight. Real heads knew that it was a tough fight. Folks who asked me, I said, this is a tough fight. And so it is a tough fight. And now somehow that diminishes Tank. Well, I don't know any fighter who hasn't had a tough night. And if they haven't had a tough night, then I got questions. You know, so even Roy Jones had a tough night. So I would love to see Tank back in the ring. And let's see what happens in 2026. There are a lot of question marks, a lot of things going on right now. But if they fall in the right place, I think we're in for an epic year.
Yeah, like you see people like they'd be like diminishing his resume, saying Tank hasn't fought anybody. But then I said, then why is his contemporaries wanting to fight the guys that he's fought and beat already? And I was like, how can the guy's resume be bad and so trash if the guys that y'all favorite fighters are clamoring to fight the guys that he's fought and beat already? Like, it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I don't even entertain that kind of talk anymore, because if you're the type of person that can't see what he's done and what he's accomplished, then you're probably never going to see it, no matter what he does. You're always going to have an excuse. So there's no point in going back and forth. All I say is that appreciate what he's done for the sport, and the kind of entertainment that he brings to the ring every single time, from the ring entrance to the action in the ring. He brings it every single time, and that whether folks want to admit it or not, the game misses him. The game is missing him, and that's why so many folks, that's why so many folks are out there talking about him. It's okay. We know.
Facts. They miss him bad. Him, Earl. I seen one of my guys hit me up the other day. He was like, man, I can't wait till Tank and Earl come back to KO. I was like, hey, man, I'm waiting as well, man. I already know, because a lot of people, they just they look at those guys as the star-studded guys that bring action and bring that flair to the sport. That's well needed. It's very well needed, and the tension be. When them guys are fighting, everything shuts down in the sport for those guys. Like, them guys are stars within the sport and put in a lot of pain and work in this sport, to where you got to give them their just due. Like people having conversations about Earl Spence, saying that Earl Spence is a Hall of Famer. I'm like, how can he not be a Hall of Famer when he's three title unified at 147? Went the hardest route to get those titles. A lot of people wouldn't even go that route that he took. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be understanding some of these conversations. I'll be like, sometimes now I'll be like, I can't have so many conversations with everybody with some of these conversations nowadays.
Errol Spence is a Hall of Famer just for coming back from what he did and picking up another title and going on the run that he did. There's no shame in losing to Terrence Crawford. Great fighters lose. Roberto Duran got knocked out in the second round. Great fighters lose. So, all I'm saying is give these people their flowers now. Give them their flowers now. Don't wait. But in the case of a Gervonta Davis, in the case of an Errol Spence, I'm sure to them personally it doesn't matter that much, because they're in life they recognize that there's so many things out there, and they have so many things going on, that whether or not they get those flowers, they'll be all right. But give them their flowers now.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So appreciate you, brother, man, for sure. And this was another great conversation, man. Always helpful, for everything that you do, man. And, giving your flowers always for what you got going on, for what you're doing in Africa for us boxing, and here in the States as well. You know what I mean? So anything new with Africa? What's going on out that way?
Yeah, a lot of good things I think are going on in the sport now, particularly the amateur program. Someone just sent me something earlier today. So I think we're building that back up, building the talent back up, because there's been so much talent that has come out of the continent, particularly in Ghana. And so, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that come back. I'm missing the Joshua Claudies and the Richard Comeys and the Isaac Dogbeys, not to mention, the Ike Cortez and the Azuma Nelsons and so forth and so forth. So I think, the goal is to get the sport in Ghana and in Africa back to where it once was. I seeing a lot of good progress, and, pretty soon you're going to see some activity and some news coming from Boxing Africa regarding all that. And, and with respect to PBC, we continue doing what we do, and ignoring the noise, and just, doing our best to deliver meaningful events for the fight fans. Again, I think March 28th, if you're a fight fan, you're going to enjoy it. I mean, you're going to enjoy the main event. You're going to enjoy the co-main, Richard Torres, potentially the next American heavyweight champion. You're going to enjoy Yoenli Hernandez. You're going to enjoy the card, period. May 2nd. I don't think David Benavidez has ever been in a bad fight. And it's Cinco de Mayo. You can't beat that. And not to mention, like I said, I think we're going to have a pretty good undercard for you guys. So, just continuing to try and deliver the biggest impossible events and make fights that, fight fans enjoy. So salute to Al Heyman, to Louis DeCubas, to Tom Brown and TGB, and everyone who puts those events and those fights together, because I think they also are underappreciated and deserve their flowers as well for doing this for a long, long time now.
Absolutely, man. I definitely can't wait, man. March 28th, like you said, you got Fundora versus Thurman coming up for March 28th. Gonna be an amazing card as well. And May 2nd, man, the banger, man. But the cruiserweights with David Benavidez and Zerto Ramirez, man. We're definitely excited for PBC on what they got coming for the rest of 2026. I know the summer is going to be hot. It's going to be hot in the summer. Some things coming in the summer. So definitely excited for what you guys have in store for us for the rest of 2026, man. And appreciate you always, man. Helpful anytime I hit you up and ask you a question about something, you answer and everything, man. So definitely, man, appreciate you always, brother, for sure.
Sure, man. And thank you for having me. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Loved reading the comments. Over there, real fight fans, and that's what it's all about. And I'm a real fight fan, so always good to chat with you.
Absolutely, brother. Till next time. You already know, man. Salute, brother.
For sure, man. Take care.
For sure. Definitely. Great one right there, man, with my brother, Kenneth Bouhairie from PBC, man. You already know, man, we give out them bangers, man. I think that we definitely covered a lot and got to talk about a lot going on in the sport and everything. Some answers got answered as well within this conversation with my brother, Kenneth Bouhairie as well, man. So definitely appreciate everyone and all the support, man. I'm actually let me read some for my boy. My boy Too Rich was good with you. My brother said good interview. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, Tez, he said definitely will be tuned in May 2nd. Make boxing great again. Most definitely. Cinco de Mayo, man. It's gonna be big time in Cinco de Mayo, man. I can't wait. Oh wait, ODB said the Broner knockout propelled Madonna, man, bro. Bro, it took that man Floyd to be like, hey, I'm fighting him next, right after AB fought him. Like crazy, man. Crazy. Definitely, man. I was excited about this conversation, man, most definitely, because I know we wanted to, get to certain topics to talk about in general, especially, the conversation with PBC. A lot of people, they put out a lot of narratives with PBC saying that they going broke, they ain't doing this, they ain't active and everything. And it's always will to bring my brother Kenneth and be able to talk to him and be able to talk about PBC business, man, for sure, man. Appreciate you, my brother Tez, man, for sure, brother, for sure. I got more on the way, man. I got a couple guys, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be having in the channel, man, this next week, man, as well. So we got a lot in store for the channel, bro. So everybody just gotta stay tuned, man, for real. We staying active much as possible. Y'all already know the vibe. We live tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And you never know. I might pop up with something in the morning. You never know. I'll let y'all know. But we definitely live tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry but not sorry. Boxing Talk Wednesdays, man. Y'all already know it's going to be a lituation. I already got topics in my head that we going to talk about and cover. And I might have the time move up a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? Probably to like 6 o'clock. So we may do 6 o'clock instead. So we can have, a good couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? We can open up the panel and be able to cook up, and everything on these recent topics in the boxing. Because there's a lot of other recent topics in boxing that I want to cover. And we'll be able to cover tomorrow. And make sure y'all watch the video that we dropped earlier. We dropped 2 videos today Free Virgil Ortiz Jr. That video just dropped, so make sure y'all watch that one. And I broke down the whole drama between Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Rolly Romero in a video earlier, so make sure y'all watch those 2 videos for sure. Tap in with us tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry but not sorry, Boxing Talk Wednesdays, man. And watch the videos, like I said, and we will be out of here. We see y'all tomorrow. Holla back.
All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, scene basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Rest in peace, the Neppy was the street savior. Got my credit right now, I need acres. Gotta turn your dirty money into clean paper. Trying to own a franchise without a key player. I go through hoes like I weave laces. Tree blazers, let they mama noodles be flavored. Meat takers that be acting like the D sacred. You bust in, you would think they on their knees praying. Then I slide like a screensaver. When I'm done, make some scrambled eggs, cheese bacon. Then it's on to the next, I ain't a speed dater. Little bitch ain't gon' hear from me till weeks later. I don't see no things changing. Kids still dodging bullets like they seen Matrix. These young niggas really need saving, but OGs won't teach them that the street's dangerous. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it.